So today we're going to talk about how to install the leak detector into your housing. And all you need is the housing, the leak detector box, the leak detector, and maybe an alcohol wipe to clear off the surface. So I hope you don't mind the over-the-shoulder view, but I think that's the best way for us to see what's going on. So to start off, I've opened the box, and inside we have the instructions. Very careful to read the manual, and very important to carefully read the manual just to make sure you understand how best to do this. It's quite thorough, and it's actually not too long, only 4 pages. So please read the manual before beginning. Open the box. We've taken out from the protective bag the unit. The unit, you can see, is basically comprised of 3 parts. The actual sensor, which is here at the bottom, and the wires that connect to the light, the warning light, the flashing red light, and also the little speaker which gives the alarm, the sounding alarm. And I'll just demonstrate it here so you can see it. If I wet my finger, you can see actually the light flashing, and you can hear the beeping. And underwater you can see it through the housing very easily, and you can even hear it much better than on above water. So now we're ready to go. So I start. First of all, I'm just going to try to stop this thing from making noise just by wiping it off. And what I'm going to do, but to start, is just to put in the board, the circuit board with the light and the speaker. It's designed to slip right in. You want the top of the board to be with the light, and facing out. In other words, facing the back door of the housing, the clear back door, so you can see if it's flashing. You don't want to put it in backwards because then you won't know what's going on, right? So all it has to do is slide in here. There's two shock absorbers, one above and one below, and then there's a flat surface, and it's designed to actually slide right in between the shock absorbers, okay? And it sits right in there snug down. Let's take a light and show it to you a little better maybe. Yeah, here you see it sitting in there. On the top, facing out towards the user, is a little bulb at the top, and then the wires are coming through the back bottom, which is the black and red wires, which connected to and there's the sensor. That's the sensor which sits on the bottom of the housing between 2 more shock absorbers. You can see them here easily. So all I'm going to do now is position the strip between these 2 shock absorbers. I'm turning off the light. Okay, and what I'm going to do before I do that is I'm going to take kind of an alcohol prep or one of these wipes that everybody seems to have these days, and I'm going to clean off the surface so there's no oily surface or silicone or something that might have been left over. And don't mind if it's beeping a little bit, just shows that it's working. So what I'm going to do before I actually attach the strip is I'm going to take the 2 wires, and I'm going to prepare a little black electrical tape. You can see here, black electrical tape. And I'm going to position the wires so it sits against the plastic on the inside of the housing. So it just takes up some of it holds it into position. But be very careful, once again, because these wires are delicate, and if you pull them, they can come out of the solder. And so I just put it in there against the wall here, so it keeps it in place. You can see it now. The tape is there, holding it in, and then now what I have to do is just peel off on the bottom of the strip. There's a little protective cover because it's 2-sided tape there. In other words, there's tape on the bottom, adhesive, and then I position it between the 2, like I said, between the 2 absorbers here, between the 2 shock absorbers, and I just press it down very firmly, being careful once again of the wires. Once again, I'll put the light on so you can see that's the position. And if you feel like it, and I think it might be a good idea, is even to put another piece of black tape and just put it in against the wall there as well, so it's well out of the way. And then you're ready just to put the camera in. First of all, I would always test it. Wet your finger, put it on, and there it goes. And it's flashing once again, and it's also making that beeping sound. Okay, and if you want to, so that's basically the story of how to install the